Hello everyone, this is Scarlett, and yes, this is what I sound like. um, Probably not what you was expecting, but I haven't quite nailed down the whole voice thing yet. So, if my voice randomly changes in the coming months, it's because I'm trying hard. Anywho, hello, how are you? Welcome to the first video on my channel. I thought I'd just do this as a two-in-one video because an introduction felt a bit short, so I thought I'd introduce myself. Anyway, for the third time, I'm Scarlett. I am a trans person. If you don't know what that means, Google your friend, and it's a bit more complicated than I'm willing to spend in a 5-minute, 10-minute video. Anywho, I have been part of the wargaming community scene for a little bit now on the tweet space. For those who are discovering me through the YouTube search and not my Twitter itself, and I'm just here to just chat and introduce myself and have some fun. I wanted to make some videos because I like talking about wargaming and tabletop and all that kind of stuff, and I thought it'd be fun to just have a play around with it for a bit and see how it goes, see what happens. Anyway, so introductions to myself. I've been playing tabletops for equivalent games for about 5 years now, I'd say. It started with Dungeons and Dragons, as I think most people got into kind of tabletop-esque games, board games. Mine was Dungeons and Dragons. I was a game master for most of my time during that. I only had some small amounts of actual playing characters. I was much more about the world building, than about the character and about the world building and the world development rather than playing characters. Although that's somewhat changed in recent times. But I started with 40k pretty much up to the weeks, including up to the release of 8th edition. I've been eyeing it up for quite some time now, I will admit. And with the 8th edition coming up, I had some money because I was finally in a semi-full-time employment role. And I took the plunge and I started. As for what I play in 40k, my first army was the Tyranids. I semi-regret this choice because now I have about 4,000 points worth of Tyranids and nowhere near enough time to paint it all. Bless me. But I am chipping at it slowly, and that's coming along very, very nicely. My second army and my current favourite army is my Thousand Sons, because I loved the Rubric Marines. I thought their models were absolutely fantastic, and I was pretty much sold on, basically, I wanted the guys that used the psychic power stuff, and that's pretty much what they directed me towards. I got a lot of Rubric Marines, I got 40 of the damn things. Oh god, how the mighty have fallen from indexes to codexes. Anyway, that's my second army. My third army was Knights. That was a small investment because the Renegade box happened. My supplement army to that is Custodes. I kind of play Knights and Custodes in one list because I kind of like it. It's quite fun. And I also have a few bits and pieces lying around. For example, I've got a Demons of Tzeentch box, which I was going to do for my online portents this year, but when I went into full-time work, it kind of limited my time to not being able to do that, which kind of sucks, but hey, things happen. What can you do? It was money, and that means I got more time for hobbying. But that's my armies. My other venture right now is actually into 30k, and I'm having a blast with all these models. I've, of course, picked Thousand Sons again because I love the models, I love the lore. Oh yeah, my knowledge of the lore has expanded significantly because when I started, I knew nothing about the lore. Basically, what was available in Dawn of War and the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine game from Relic. As my knowledge has expanded, I've grown a much deeper appreciation for the Thousand Sons, especially Magnus and all the characters within the Legion, such as Aramon, Aemon, and carrying on. So and I've got about 2,500 points worth of Thousand Sons. I'll be doing a showcase video of my armies at some point in the near future. Hopefully it'll be either the next video or the video after that, depending on how I release videos. Anyway, that is pretty much my introduction to me, my project. I'll discuss projects in another video. I got a few ideas in mind for funs. Anyway, big meat and potatoes of this video is I went to the Vigilus event on Saturday just past, and this is my first ever Warhammer event, and I'll be honest, I was terrified. As a trans person who doesn't quite do a lot to pass yet, basically, for those who haven't seen my face, I have been growing my hair out. I've been working on my makeup in private, behind closed doors. I've been doing it tonight, in fact, as I've been recording this. And I haven't been dressing up because it is really anxiety riddling, and it's something that I have only just building up to. I haven't begun my transition yet. I'm on the waiting list for my appointment, which will be probably late next year. So, as you can imagine, going there is quite anxiety riddling. Oh yeah, and I have legally changed my name. But going there was quite anxiety riddling, and I really wish I did go all dressed and prim and proper because it was so wonderful. I met so many very supporting people, people I knew I was going to meet, and a few people that we bumped into along the way. So let's go with who I met. So the first person I met was Debbie Forster and her husband Dave. They were absolutely fantastic. I talk to Debs all the time on Twitter. She is amazing. She's got her personality in real life is just as big as it is on her Twitter feed, and she is just wonderful, absolutely wonderful person. Dave is great too, such a great character, very fun, very brilliant kind of man. I respect him. There were a couple others with them, but I'm really bad. I didn't quite catch their names. I'm really sorry. I wanted to. I'm sorry. Okay, but then we was going to originally go for the seminar. It was the Q&A development, but after waiting through that line, we kind of realised the first one got full, so we just went in after because there was a line skip and just waiting to get into queue for seminars. We decided we weren't going to bother with any of the seminars. Us personally, me, Debs, Dave, and a few of the others, and well, because she was going to enter her Golden Demon entry and all that kind of stuff, she wanted to be around for that. Then we met Leaky Cheese. Leaky Cheese he is just exactly what you expect. I'm not showing photos because my camera I got specifically for the event, and then for future videos afterwards, I messed up my settings. It's an SLR camera. I'm not used to that, and I kind of took really bad photos. I'm gonna upload some photos to somewhere, maybe like a Facebook page if I make that at some point. But I can show you what I'm. After meeting Leaky Cheese, we met Office Painter. Office Painter was great. He's such a chill dude. He's a bit quieter in person, but I think he was quite anxious as well, because this was the first time we were all meeting each other. We didn't know each other's faces, so we weren't knowing what to expect. But I think once we all sat down, we were all having a good time. Oh, also there was Emily, who came with Leaky. She's on Twitter as well, and she was an absolute joy to speak with. She's very young. I think she said she was about 17. Oh, but she was so fun. She was so full of energy. She was so enthusiastic about everything. And she got her first Forge World miniature that day after me and Leaky nagging her to get something for her for what felt like an hour and a half or two. That was good. That was real good. Anyway, these people are just as fun in real life as they are on Twitter. They're great to talk to. Okay, so those were pretty much everyone I met. There were a couple people that I didn't get to meet, like Dippo. I can never pronounce his name, Dippo. I'll leave his Twitter in the description because I feel bad. I wanted to meet Chapter Master Valrak, but I never saw him. Our paths never crossed, or they did, or they just didn't spot him at the time, so I couldn't say hi, which I was kind of hoping I'd be able to, but I was really anxious. I didn't want to just send him a Twitter message saying, hey, you doing a meetup or whatever. I was anxious, and plus he was there. I think he was mostly there just to see the reveals, and I think he left as soon as they were all done so he could get home to make his video. Anyway, okay, so what we saw in Vigilus, well, it was at Warhammer World. It wasn't my first time at Warhammer World, but it was really fun and nice. They showed off the new models. That was We've seen like the Primaris Calgar, the Jump Pack Marine, the Noise Marine, the couple Gene Stealer stuff, like the guy on the motorcycle, the guy at the kind of like map table thing. That was a cool experience. They've got a new for the exhibition, which is this Cadia versus Dark Eldar thing, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. I think it might be one of my new favorite displays available at the exhibition hall. It was really, 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 really pretty. Like, oh my god, there's so much work went into that. The artists are just phenomenal. Absolutely wonderful piece of work. Okay, what else was there? We saw the Golden Demons, both the kind of the initial summary, all the things in the cases, and again the final ending ceremony was about 4 o'clock for the ceremony. So between and it lasted about 10-15 minutes. It was short, but everyone got their trophies. Some people got like multiple trophies because I think there were. I didn't know you was allowed to have multiple entries for the different categories. But, oh my god, some of the great and Debbie's. If you haven't seen Deb's on Facebook's entry, oh my god, it was so good. It's this. You know what? I'm not gonna spoil it. Just go on Debbie Foster's, Debbie Forster's, not Foster's. Sorry. Twitter. Go onto her blog. You'll see it. It's fantastic. I don't want to spoil what it is. Just go look at it if you haven't seen it already. It is just 10 out of 10 creativity, and I absolutely adore it. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, so that was pretty much everything we saw. We saw some old cast models. There was like a speed painting thing that me, Leaky, Office, Debs, and Emily all did. So pretty much all of us except Dave. We all had one go each, and that was a real fun one. Besides that, we just kind of looked around, saw a ton of really cool people. There was a bunch of cosplay, like there was this really good Rogel Dawn cosplay. A few of there was a really good Tech Priest one, or it might be in an Engines here. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not too 100% with all the naming conventions of everything, so apologies if that's wrong to the guy if you somehow see this. Who else? We saw this really, really good Space Marine, but he got stuck leaving the restaurant because the doors were not high enough for us. He was just squatting and slowly edging sideways to get out. That was really fun. That was fun to see. I think we got a picture of that on my Twitter feed. That was something else. That was wonderful. But those are the things. What else was there? The food menus changed for Bugman's. That was really sad. They're no longer doing the engineer burger. That was my favourite thing. It was, if you haven't had one, it's basically 2 really thick burger patties with all kinds of sauces and pancakes on them. And you may think that sounds awful, but that is a wonderful burger. And I've only just started finishing the whole thing because Bugman's is expensive if you've never been there, but the burgers are huge. Like, to be fair, if you've ever eaten out at a semi-decent place, you know kind of the price you were spending, like £15 for a burger. But I personally think they're worth it. You can feel free to disagree, but that's just my humble opinion. But we sat down, had lunch, had some great chats about with each other, kind of things we're doing, just jokes. We had a laugh around in the exhibition hall, seeing all the fantastic models. I go into every time I go to Warhammer World, I pay to see the exhibition hall because I just love looking through the whole thing. And even on the event day, the exhibition hall was completely free entry, so you could just go through, just pop in and not spend the entrance fee, which is really kind of them, especially when they have so many people. That line was huge getting in there. Although, because Warhammer was quite large, it didn't feel crowded. Some places were worse than others, particularly the exhibition hall when it was busy, because there's a lot of display cabinets in the middle of the kind of the walkway, so you have to walk around them. So those bits were a bit crowded, especially when people carrying bags and cases, but that's what you expect from Warhammer World. Okay, that's kind of everything we saw. The people I saw as well. That was real fun. Yeah, but I'm not gonna. Obviously, I said I can't show photos of everyone because I just respect their privacy. I mean, Leaky's never shown a picture of himself on his YouTube or Twitter, as far as I'm aware. Neither is Office. Debs is more okay with it. there was this one thing that I wanted to do with everyone, but everyone kind of started leaving randomly because we kind of split off into small groups after a while because obviously we all wanted to do different things and look in different places. I wanted to get this picture with me, Office, Debs, and Leaky, and we'd have Office and Leak. I never told. I think I only told Debs this, but I wanted to have Office and Leaky them stand there, and I wanted to have them their faces xed off, and they be Primarch of the Second Legion, Primarch of the 18th Legion. I can't remember what the other expunged Primarch is, but you know what I was going to do, and it was going to be really funny and amusing, but didn't get a chance to do it. Maybe next time we go to an event. I don't think I'm going to Warhammer Fest, the open day in... No, sorry, I might be going to Warhammer Fest. I don't think I'm going to go to the open day in January. I don't like traveling too much. Yeah, I know it's like a month and a half away, but I know it's just a bit much. And in the early year, things are pretty chaotic, and it's a bit difficult to get book days off work. Excuse me, but a bit difficult to get book days off work for the early year, for at least in my workplace. It's fine though. Warhammer Fest seems an advertising. Anyway. Okay, so that is pretty much my chat on Vigilus. So what about plans for the channel? I kind of really like these discussion bits where I like talking about things. So there's a lot of news coming out. I kind of like certain people's approaches, how they do it, and I want to take part in that. Just throw my ideas into their ring and all that jazz. What else do I want to do? I want to be able to do some painting on something. I've got a lot of projects that I can have plenty of material to work on. So that would be absolutely fantastic to do. I might do the painting live because I've got a decent webcam to get that set up. It's a HD webcam, so it's not awful. Got not strictly awful tastes in music. But that is not really an issue. I would like to start putting my face in these videos, but I'm not going to do that till I get my makeups done because once I get that sorted out, I'm much more confident, and I've had mine done professionally in the past, and that's when I've been most comfortable being out in public. But without it, I'm kind of itching, umming and ahhing against it, so sorry about that. I want to do some battle reports. I've got like I said, I've got an SLR camera, and it's very nice. I'm hoping to do my first recording next Sunday, because I've got a friend that I regularly play with in my local game store. Hopefully they don't have any problems with recording. I don't think they do. But that is kind of the things I want to do. I want to have, hopefully, a video at least once a week. Twice a week would be nice, but I only have a limited recording schedule due to my work times. I work 9 till 6, so that means I've only got a couple hours in the evening, and I live with other people, so there's a bit of noise. Luckily, I've got this week to myself, so it's a bit quiet. What else? I think that is pretty much everything, but that'll be what you'll see from now on, and hopefully we'll get this on a regular basis. Hopefully with some better graphics other than my Twitter avatar that's been humbly on the screen. Yeah, I know it's a bit more podcasty kind of discussion thing, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? Okay, and that is pretty much it for the meat of the video, but there is one more thing I'm going to try to include at the end of every single one of my videos. That is a community member spotlight. You might be saying, oh, it's a bit, you're pulling a spotlight when you have literally no viewers on your channel. Yes, but my kind of thing is I want to be like this positive force in hobbying. I don't want to be negative on my, other than when I'm like really complaining about something. I want to try and be as positive as possible. So at the end of every video, I'm going to have like a community spotlight piece. Probably most likely people you already know, but if you don't, you don't. Anyway, the community spotlight of choice for this evening is going to be Kirioth. You may know him from Unit Lost fame, ever since they split because Styloso wanted to focus mostly on Overwatch and Kiri wanted to do other things. They kind of split, and Kiri's really come into his own as a really fun member of the Warhammer community. He is actually probably single-handedly responsible for me getting into the hobby, because I have followed him for a very long time, since the Unit Lost days, and watching him talk about Warhammer, all these things, that really encouraged me to take the plunge, see what I could see, and just join in with that. I was so gutted when I found out he wasn't going to be at Vigilus, because I think he definitely wanted to be there. And what can I say? I'm a sap. I love the man. He's so fun and nice, and he's just such a chill dude. He's been so nice to me on Twitter. He said so many nice things, and this is just my small way of saying thank you for being such a superb member of this community, Kiri. You make this place so much fun and so nice. You are such a swell dude. Thank you very much. Anyway, that's the end of the community spotlight section. I hope you've all enjoyed this rambly mess of a first video. I hope to improve the content and stutter less as I get more and more practice, but I don't think I did too bad, all things considered. Anywho, later everyone.